morning everybody, it's Iain from RTO. I hope you're all well. Welcome to Friday. Friday means live album day, and we got something a bit different. We're not looking at an actual band's live catalogue. We're looking at I'm going to look at 20 unofficial live albums that are not recognised by the band as official live albums. They're not in their official discography, but they're official. They are albums that have come out. So I've picked 20 that I've got. These are just random ones that I like listening to. So without further ado, let's get cracking. So coming in at number 20 is something that came out in 1980, and it was recorded in 1980. Sky Live in Brenham, Germany. Sky at the time were Francis Monkman, Kevin Peake, John Williams, Herbie Flowers and Tristan Fry. Herbie Flowers is famous for Blue Mink, playing on War of the Worlds. Tristan Fry is a great. Francis Monkman is a genius on the keyboards. John Williams is a fantastic guitar player, like Kevin Peake. So what tracks they put on this? Well, most of this comes off their first album, which we'll be reviewing very soon. I'm going to do a thing on Sky. So the first track is Westway. That's a great track. It's got a thumping bass line. Then there's Danza. It's a traditional piece of music, really good. Then we have Cavatina, because John Williams did a version of the Cavatina. Cannonball, great track, really rocky. Cannonball is written by Francis Monkman. It's quite good. And then we get Dance of the Little Fairies. That's quite good. It's got some nice little touches. That appears on Sky 2. Marillion. It's got one of the best guitar solos I've ever heard. And then you get this 20-minute prog meets classical thing called Where Opposites Meet. It is superb. Nice piece of music. Yeah, the quality of this isn't that brilliant. It's 1980s, but the songs are great, and it's great to hear these really good Sky songs live. And I give it an RTO ranking of 8 out of 10. Okay, coming in at 19, this is one of my newest acquirements. It's Terrorplane, recorded live at the Parish Theatre in London in 1985, but wasn't available until last year. I am so glad that I've finally got some Terrorplane live. As you know, Terrorplane was the first band that Danny Bowe, Luke Morley and Harry James and Thunder were in, and they had a bassist called Nick Lydon. Most of these tracks come off their first album, and they were promoting their second album, but these tracks are much better live. And there's Don't Walk Away, really good track. I Can't Live Without You is brilliant live. When You're Hot, good track. Couldn't Handle the Tears, very good track. I'm Only One Survive, I'm the One That I Survive, and All Day and All Night. It's great to hear this. It's something right out the air archives. I'm so glad I got this. Fantastic stuff. And I give it an RTO ranking of 8.1. Okay, coming in at number 18. It's a band we'll be featuring very soon. It's part of the Paul Rogers series. The Firm, live at Hammersmith. The Firm, I'm sure you've all heard of The Firm, but the ones that haven't, it's like a super group. It featured Paul Rodgers from Free and Bad Company, Jimmy Page, Led Zeppelin, the Yardbirds, Chris Slade from Manfred Mann's Earth Band, played with Uriah Heep and then went on to play with AC/DC. And then bass player Tony Franklin, the fretless bass wonder. Obviously he went on to join Blue Murder, he played with Roy Harper, he's played with David Gilmour's band, and he's done work with Kate Bush and, believe it or not, Whitesnake. Some great tracks on here. I'm not going to go into too much detail because we'll be ranking them later. Opens up with Closer. I love that guitar. And Tony Franklin's bass is great. City Sirens is a good track. Make or Break, great riffing from Jimmy Page on that. The Morning After, nice little piece of music together. Love that song. Cadillac got a great, that was Appear on the second album that the firm did. Nice bass from Tony Franklin. Chopin's Prelude. Money Can't Buy, Radioactive, great track. Live in Peace, my favourite track by the firm. Midnight Moonlight, really good. The cover of You've Lost That Loving Feeling, you get Jimmy Page off on one, Chris Slade does a drum solo, Someone to Love, Full Circle, Boogie Mama, Everybody Needs Somebody to Love. Great show. Got some great material. This is an interesting one. It's actually it was on video, so I'm sure you know how I acquired that. And I'll give it an RTO ranking of 8.2. Coming in at number 17 is Marillion, live at Friars, which is in Aylesbury. This show was recorded on the 29th of January 1982, and the band at the time was Steve Rothery, Mick Pointer, Fish, Diz Minute on bass, and Mark Kelly. It's very short, but it's a bit of history. I hear they done The Web, great song, always loved it. The Garden Party, fantastic. Institutional Waltz. Now this is something that Marillion never recorded, but Fish did later when he did his compilation Yin and Yang, and it's quite a little nice ditty. Three Boats Down from the Candy, Forgotten Sons, Margaret, and Charting the Single. Now this is not the Charting the Single that's on the B-side of He Knows You Know. This is a more upbeat version, and they changed it to what it became. Okay, the recording on this is pretty bad. I think it's literally plug in and go. Someone's got a little tape recorder and just gone bump. This is quite a special recording for me. I was actually given this, so I keep it with Prosperity. I had it on cassette and I transferred it to disc. It's a great little thing, but for sentimental reasons and things, I give it an RTO ranking of 8.3. Okay, coming in at number 16, another of my favourite bands, UFO. This was recorded live in Chicago on the Wild, Willing and Innocent tour. The band at the time was Phil Mogg, Paul Chapman, Pete Way, Andy Parker and Neil Carter. And Neil Carter obviously has played with lots of people, notably Gary Moore. And then you've got the classic, one of the classic lineups of UFO. This is a really good show. It's got tracks that they hadn't nowhere else is live, and this to me is near enough as good as Strangers in the Night. it's that quality. Opens up with the Wild, Willing and Innocent, love that. Then we get the brilliant You Only Can Rock Me. Then Long Gone, Lonely Heart, Cherry, No Place to Run, Love to Love, Making Moves, Mystery Train, great track, Too Hot to Handle, the brilliant Lights Out, Rock Bottom and Doctor Doctor. It's a great track, it's a great album, and there's tracks on here that you don't normally have live. And I give it an RTO ranking of 8.4. Okay, coming in at number 15, a band we featured a couple of weeks ago, the Mammoth Boys. And this is the Mammoth Boys, Welcome to the Garden Party 1986. As remember, it's Pat McManus, John McManus and Tommy McManus. This is a very special little gig. This is, I was there, this is the famous Garden Party concert that Marillion did in their Misplaced Childhood tour. I love this set, and it's only got 5 tracks, but it's an absolute belter. Starts off with Letting Go, great thumping track. One Last Chance, one of my favourites. Straightforward, No Looking Back, great crowd pleaser. And Runaway Dreams, short but sweet. Obviously they played a bit more, but that's the only recordings we got. Great band to start off a festival, absolutely brilliant. And I'll give it an RTO ranking of 8.6. Okay then, coming in at number 14, another band we featured on RTO, Thin Lizzy. This is the Irish Dawn, live at the Riviera Theatre in Chicago, 1976. Features Phil Lynott, Brian Downey, Scott Gorham and Brian Robinson. This is at the time that the Jailbreak album came out. So these are all brand new tracks when this was recorded. It opens up with Jailbreak. Can't get any better than that, can you? The Boys Are Back in Town, Emerald, It's Only Money, Blues Boy Warrior, Rosalie, Suicide, The Brilliant Angel from the Coast, Sha-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la. Great track that is. The brilliant Baby Drives Me Crazy, and it ends up with The Rocker. This is a little gem of a concert. Absolute corker. The recording obviously is a little bit iffy in places, but who cares? You just get raw Thin Lizzy. And I'll give it an RTO ranking of 8.7. Okay then, coming in at number 13, this is Iron Maiden. It's called a P3 Live at Globen, Sweden, recorded on the 18th of the 11th, 2006. Features Bruce Dickinson, Stevie Harris, Dave Murray, Adrian Smith, Yannick Gears and Nico McBrain. Now this is where they were very brave, and they went out and did the whole of The Matter of Life and Death live. The thing is, some of them songs sound much better live. Opens up, they came on stage to Mars, the Bringer of War, one of my favourite pieces of music anyway. Different World is great live. These Colours Don't Run, Brighter Than a Thousand Suns, The Pilgrim, Longest Day. This is the best version of this song, better than the on the studio album. It is tremendous live. This is a very good quality recording. Out of the Shadows, brilliant song. The Reincarnation of Benjamin Brieg, another brilliant track from the album. Sounds fantastic live. The Greater God of Good of God, another superb track. Lord of Light, The Legacy. Then we get some of the classics, Fear of the Dark, Iron Maiden of course, 2 Minutes to Midnight, The Evil That Men Do, and Hello Be Nine Bound. Brave decision to go out and play this but it's a fantastic show. I think it's off Swedish radio, and I give it an RTO ranking of 8.8. Coming in at number 12, I acquired this last year. It's Black Sabbath, Paranoid in New Jersey. It was recorded in Owlsbury Park on the 5th of August 1975. It features the classic lineup of Tony Iommi, Bill Ward, Geezer Butler and Ozzy Osbourne. There's some great tracks on here. Never heard these live. It is a fantastic album. Opens up with Killing Yourself to Live. Great version of that. Hole in the Sky. Never heard that live. Iron Man, War Pigs, Snowblind, Black Sabbath, Spiral Architect, Children of the Grave and Paranoid. It's just worth having for the tracks that you've never heard. Okay, the only thing about it, Ozzy's voice is all over the shop at times. This is towards the end of his run in Black Sabbath. I think the drugs are sort of taken over, but it's quite nostalgic, and I love it anyway because it's Black Sabbath, and I give it an RTO ranking of 8.9. Okay, number 11. This is John Fogerty. It was recorded at Roskilde in Denmark at the Roskilde Festival 1997. John Fogerty on the guitars, Johnny Lichell guitars, Michael Canopy guitars, Bob Glaud on bass and Kenny Warnoff on drums. This is a brilliant little album. You get a mixture of obviously classic Creedence Clearwater Revival, some of his John's solo stuff. Opens up with Born on the Bayou, one of my favourite songs. Green River, Bring It Down to Jelly Roll, superb. Southern Streamline, good song. Who Will Stop the Rain, brilliant. The brilliant Midnight Special, of course. 110 in the Shade, great. Centerfield, great solo song. Down on the Corner, fantastic song. Swamp River, Days. Hot Rod Heart, and a brilliant version of Before You Accuse Me. And then one of my favourite tracks by John Fogerty, The Old Man Down the Road. Blue Boy, Walking in the Hurricane, Bad Moon Rising, classic. Fortunate Son, classic. Proud Mary, classic. Travelling Band, classic. Fantastic, love this. Played it all the time. If you like Clearwater Revival, this is fantastic. I'll give it an RTO ranking of 9 out of 10. Coming in at number 10, we have Jethro Tull, another set from the Garden Party. Jethro Tull at the time was Ian Anderson, Martin Barr, Dave Pegg, Doane Perry and Peter John Patel for Tess. This opens up with Locomotive Breath Hunting Girl. This is probably the best version of Hunting Girl that I've got. And to actually see it live was something special. Living in the Past, great track. Serenade to a Cuckoo, I was so pleased to hear this live. Great song. Then a song that was on one of Ian's solo albums, Fly By Night. Great Pussy Willow. Little excerpt from Thick as a Brick. And Aqualung. Great show. I'm so pleased I've seen these. They were fantastic. Great memory from the day. Love Jethro Tull, as you know. And I give it an RTO ranking of 9.1. Okay, coming in at number 9, we have Muse, live at Earls Court in 2004. This is Matt Bellamy, Dominic Howard, Chris Walthamstone, and doing the keyboard job on stage, Morgan Nichols. Some great tracks on here. Opens up with a piece called Dracula Mountain, the intro, a Coppelix Please, one of my favourites. The Storm in Hysteria, The Small Print, Sing for Absolution, Microcuts, Citizens Erased, and then you get a little snippet of Take a Bow, which is quite amazing because that didn't appear until obviously the Black Holes, so they were working on it already. Space Dementia, love that track. Ruled by Secrecy, the brilliant Sunburn, Newborn, fantastic track. But Butterflies and Hurricanes, one of my favourites. Muscle Museum, Bliss, Plug-in Baby, fantastic stuff. Dead Star, love that track. Time is Running Out, Blackout, Stockholm Syndrome and Hypochondriac Music. This is probably Muse at their best, and I'd say this is their best period in their career personally. After Black Holes, as you've seen the show I did, it sort of started going down, in my opinion. Great track though, this is. Great set, great concert, and I'll give it an RTO ranking of 9.2. Coming in at number 8, it is Yes. We featured their live albums the other week. This is 90125 Live, recorded in Edmonton in Canada, 1984. This featured John Anderson, Chris Squire, Trevor Rabin, Alan White and Tony Kaye. Great songs on here. They all sound better live than in the studio. Starts off with the intro, Sinner, love that little piece of work. Music, Leave It, great track. Hold On, I've Seen All Good People, Changes. And you get Make It Easy and Owner of a Lonely Heart. It Can Happen, City of Love, and the fantastic Starship Trooper. The version of that on here is superb. I keep saying they should never have ever released that thing called Solos. Waste of time. This is what they should have released, and what someone should do now is remaster this concert, because this is from the VHS. It was the VHS. They released it on VHS. Everyone bought it. Then it come out on DVD. But they should package the lot so you get a Blu-ray of it, the CD like Marillion have done with their stuff, and it'd be a fantastic little package. It's a great concert, and I'll give it an RTO ranking of 9.3. Okay, coming in at number 7, one of my favourite artists, with second show I ever did on we did Mike Oldfield, and this is Mike Oldfield live in Katowice, 1999. Obviously we've got Mike Oldfield playing everything he can get his hands on. We've got Harry Melbourne, bass, keyboards, drums, Fergus Gerard, guitars and keyboards, Claire Nichols, Adrian Thomas doing guitar and keyboards, vocals by Pepsi de McQuire. Now this is one of my favourite albums because it's got the live songs from Songs of the Distant Earth, one of my favourite albums. So you get In the Beginning, Let There Be Light, Supernova, Crystal Clear, and we get Shadow on the Wall from Crisis, a little bit of Omidorn, and we get some stuff off guitars. You get Cochise and Embers, Summit Day, Muse, The Source of the Secrets, The Watchful Eye, Jewel in the Crown, Outcar, Serpentry, and The Inner Child, Secrets and Far Above the Clouds, Moonlight Shadow, and Family Man, and then Secrets again, and a bit of Far Above the Clouds. Now officially Mike Oldfield has only released I think 1 or 2 albums, so most of the live stuff I've got is unofficial. But then when he did the remasters of his early albums, there are some live versions, songs from them shows. Really good, brilliant album this is. Sound quality is spot on, and I'll give it an RTO ranking of 9.4. Okay, coming in at number 6. We featured these last week on Then and Now, and this is Emerson, Lake and Palmer, the 40th anniversary concert, High Voltage in London 2010, and this was the last time this fantastic band got together. Don't have to tell you who's in the band. We all know. This is a great set. Opens up with Carnival, First Impression Part 2, Welcome Back My Friends to the Show That Never Ends, and then a stonking version of The Barbarian. Really heavy bass, great version. Bitches Crystal, can't get any better than that, can you? Knife Edge, superb song, one of my favourites from the beginning. Nice version of that. Then they do a song from the Emerson, Lake and Powell album, Touch and Go, Take a Pebble, Farewell to Arms, really good song, Lucky Man. Then we get Pictures of an Exhibition, why not? Fanfare for a Common Man and Rhonda. This one's just for the memory, isn't it? I've got it on DVD, so you know where this has come from. And I'll give it an RTO ranking of 9.5 because it's just that brilliant. Okay, coming in number 5 is ZZ Top. This came out a couple of years ago, and it's called Pre-Eliminator. Recorded at the Capitol Theatre in New Jersey, 15th of June 1980. Of course, it's got the wonderful lineup and the best boogie band, Billy Gibbons, Dusty Hill and Frank Beard. The tracks on here are just fantastic. Opens up with the brilliant I Thank You. Then we get Waiting for a Bus and Jesus Has Left in Chicago. These are all great live versions. These are all fantastic tracks. Then we get On Bad on Nationwide. Then we get Low Down in the Street. Love that track. Fall for Your Stockings. Fantastic. Cheap Sunglasses. Oof. Arrested for driving while blind. Oh, great live version. She Loves My Automobile. Just love these tracks. Hi-Fi Mama, Dust My Broom, Jailhouse Rock and Tush. I am so surprised that ZZ Top never officially released this back catalogue. I'm hoping and praying they do. Now, obviously with Dusty no longer with us, I think it's a fitting tribute. They should start releasing some of this live stuff and officially do it in a box set. ZZ Top, Billy, get this stuff out. I'm sure you've got lots. Give us something special. Fantastic album, I love it, and I'll give it an RTO ranking of 9.6. My poor old throat today. Okay, coming in at number 4. One of my favourite bands. AC/DC, Stiff Upper Lip Live, recorded in Munich 2003. Who we got on in this? Brian Johnson, Angus Young, Malcolm Young, Cliff Richards, Cliff Williams and Phil Rudd. This is an interesting set because it's got more songs they don't normally do. Stiff Upper Lip, great little track. You Shook Me All Night Long. Okay, they always play that. Problem Child, great version. Thunderstruck, A Hell Ain't a Bad Place to Be, Hard as a Rock, Shoot to Thrill, Rock and Roll and Noise Pollution, and a track that I've never heard them do live, What You Do for Money Honey, Then a great version of Bad Boy Boogie, Hell's Bells. Then a track they haven't done for such a long time, and it's great even with Brian singing Up to My Neck in You, one of my favourite tracks off Power Age, The Jack, Back in Black, Dirty Deeds, Highway to Hell, Whole Lot of Rosie, Let There Be Rock, TNT, For Those About to Rock, and Shut Down in Flames. Great little set, thrown in a few extras that we don't normally get, so I'll give it an RTO ranking of 9.7. And if this is getting darker as I'm recording, I do apologise. Let's put some light on. That's better. Coming in number 3 then, Status Quo, End of the Road, 21st of July 1984. Milton Keynes Bowl again, and yours truly was there. This was allegedly the last concert by Status Quo. Francis Rossi, Rick Parfitt, Alan Lancaster, Andy Bown and Pete Kircher. Great, it's the usual suspects. Caroline, Roll Over Lay Down, Backworth to Just Ain't Me, Whatever You Want. The Mystery Melody, which is Mystery Song, Railroad, I've totally forgotten. No, I haven't. Wild Side of Life, Slow Train. It's the only little bit of Slow Train I've ever heard live. Hold You Back, The Awful, Rocking All Over the World, Over the Edge, great track. Dirty Water, Woo Woo, Scum. 4,500 Times, Big Fat Mama, Don't Waste My Time. A great version of Roadhouse Blues. Down Down, What You're Proposing, Bye Bye Johnny. Now, every time this is played, there's a bit they miss out. They did a bit from Batman, and the only place you heard that if you were there. God, it is getting dark. It's only first thing in the morning. Classic set list from Quo. Very special because I was there. Great gig, we had a great day. And I give it an RTO ranking of 9.8. Coming in at number 2 then, Genesis, The Mammoth Tour, recorded at the Spectrum in Philadelphia on the 27th of November 1983. The lineup was Phil Collins, Tony Banks, Mike Rutherford, Daryl Sturmer, Chester Thompson. There's some great tracks on this. Opens up with Dodo and Lurker from Abacab, best tracks on the album. Abacab, That's All, Mama. Then you get the first little medley, 11th Earl of Mar, Lamb Lies Down, 5th of Firth, Musical Box. Legal Alien I don't particularly like. The brilliant Home by the Sea. Carpet Crawlers, great track. Keep It Dark, good track. It's Gonna Get Better, no, don't like that one, never have. Follow You, Follow Me. Then another medley, In the Cage, Cinema Show, Quiet Earth, Slipperman and Afterglow. The drum duet, Los Endos, and an extended version of Turn It On Again. Great tracks. Excellent set list. Songs from all eras. Fantastic. I'll give an RTO ranking of 9.9. Okay, coming in at number 1, Pink Floyd live at Pompeii. This is brilliant. I love this. Watch it all the time. And now I've got it on got it so I can listen to it when I'm out and about. Got Pompeii, Echoes Part 1, Careful With That Axe, Eugene, Saltful Secrets, One of These Days, Set the Controls, Memoirs Knobs, and Echoes Part 2. Pure masterpiece, isn't it? Absolute brilliant. And I give it an RTO ranking of 10 out of 10. Has to be today. Okay. The light is fading and I can't believe it because I am doing this at 8 o'clock in the morning. I hope it's not too dark. Oh, it's a bit atmospheric. I'll be back later doing Raising Sands. I'll see you all now. I'm going to go and put the lights on. Bye for now.